Kale is a type of lettuce that we have that is very high nutrient. It does have a little bit of a bitter taste to it. It's not one of my favorite vegetables to go and eat, but I can't deny how healthy it is. Often people will add some kale into a smoothie, but it can also be used to be added into salad, coleslaw, soup, or lots of other things too. So I'm going to look at how to go and plant kale. And any time that you can plant it by seed, but any time that you have little box plants like this and you're planting them, what you don't want to do is pull the plant from the top and put some pressure on it or potentially wreck the roots. So these little cell packs are very flexible. So I'm actually going to push from the bottom and loosen it, and then I can just go and gently remove it, making sure that I don't go and put any pressure on the stem or cause any little damage to the roots that are there. If you take a look here, you'll see that I've actually dug the hole quite a bit deeper than is needed, and that's for a couple of reasons. I want to go and loosen up the soil, remove any weeds that are there, but I also want to go and add in water in advance to make sure that the soil underneath is well saturated, and then this gives me the opportunity to be able to put a little bit of that good compost back inside of it and just have a good area to work with. So now, after having carefully removed my plant, I'm going to plant it into the soil here. I'm just going to gently hold up the leaves so that I can go and move the soil in and around them. Again, without getting a lot of soil onto the leaves. And then what I tend to do is just using my hands or a trowel is just make a little bit of like a ring or depression around so that when I go and add water, I'm making sure that the water stays near the base of the plant. This is especially important if you have more of a sandy soil or even clay soil where it might take it a little bit longer to go and absorb. So now afterwards, where I add water, the water isn't running away because of that small depression that's there, and my kale is ready to grow. Ideally, kale wants to be in a nice sunny location. The other advantage of it is that it will remain long after a lot of the other plants have died after the first frost. Kale actually tastes a little bit better once there has been a frost or some colder temperatures in the fall. When harvesting kale, you can remove any of the leaves once they get bigger. You don't have to harvest the entire plant at once. I tend to just go and remove what I need and then continue to harvest from it throughout the season. And then at the end of the season, when you go and cut down the kale, I don't remove all of it or pull it out by the root. If you look back here, this is actually a kale plant from last year. So this is my large stem that I left in the soil, and often kale will regenerate itself. So there's a small little plant that's emerging here, and all along the stem you have these little lateral pieces that have come back out. So just an incredible plant, very versatile, very hardy, often very resistant to bugs or to different slugs. So I've never had to go and add any kind of spray onto my kale. We can truly grow it organically and be able to use it in salads and other things as a very high nutrient vegetable.